itching and get swollen, before you keep them off, a little bit of that spray on your skin where it happens, it will go away. It's an anti-inflammatory agent.
Super. How about somebody's asking on the live feed, nerve damage?
That is being researched.
Okay, we're out of time. Once again, quickly the number.
My number there is 603-6883.
Absolutely, Doctor. And this is Dr. Derek Pinder. Everybody, thank you so much. We will continue this conversation again, and so we will bring this topic once again. Thank you all so much. Stay close. The news at 6 is straight ahead.
The views and opinions expressed on this show or program are not a reflection of the Bahamas Radio Network and, as an extension, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up first at 6, another fire. An intense investigation underway into a third fire at BPL Clifton Pier. Financial transparency and accountability. The Minister of Finance outlining a new bill on public financial management. And Junkanoo celebration. One of the country's major Junkanoo groups celebrating a special milestone.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Police Fire Services investigating 3 fires at BPL Clifton Pier within 72 hours. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Police fire officials were called again to Bahamas Power and Light Company's Clifton Pier power plant this morning to battle an industrial blaze after probing fires there this past Friday night and Sunday night. Friday's fire reportedly began on the engine deck after an operations person attempted to make an adjustment while bringing the DA-11 engine that had been out of service for some time back online. Officer in charge of the Police Fire Services, Chief Superintendent Walter Evans, described the area as about 600 feet long, and that fire dropped below the engine deck about 30 feet into a basement to Bunker C, which houses 2 of BPL's largest engines. Chief Superintendent Evans confirmed that all 3 of the fires were contained to the same area.
The area of concentration, the officers had to work from the upper level. There was a grilled iron floor level, and there was a drop probably about 30 feet in depth, and so that tells you exactly where some of the concerns were for us as a department, and we had to ensure that the safety and well-being of our staff members, that was the thing that mattered heavily to us. In addition to that, we were concerned about the situation at BPL to ensure that there were no major damages that would have placed any of the Bahamian public, more so those residing in New Providence, at a disadvantaged position whereby they would have been without electricity. And as far as we are concerned, we would have done everything to ensure that the damages would have been minimal. BPL will comment concerning the amount of damages, the amount of equipment, the kinds of equipment that had sustained damages throughout, and how it would have affected the public. But of course, as we know, our major concern was the Clifton Pier strip. Clifton Pier, as you know, it is an industrial, the industrial aspect of New Providence.
The fire chief was asked what 3 industrial fires in the same area within hours tells him.
That tells us there, some things that we'll be looking at. We'll be meeting with the personnel from BPL. We'll have a discussion with them concerning certain things, the discussion concerning the frequency of the fires that did take place there, the incidents that did take place there. Obviously, I'm quite sure that they may be concerned by their own staff members. And of course, we have to look at the well-being of the staff members as far as we're concerned. And so we'll sit with them and have a conversation with them concerning our observations. And of course, once the investigations from our aspect would have been completed, and then we'll be able to pass on the results of our investigations once that process has been completed. I can say now that the investigations have not been completed at this point because we just dealt with a fire Friday night, one last night, and one this morning.
In other national news, first at 6, with government continuing its push toward the modernization of the public service, a key priority of the Ministry of Finance is shaping a new culture of transparency and accountability in public finance. The legislation that is hoped to do that, according to Minister of Finance, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Peter Turnquest, is Public Financial Management Bill. The bill, now in its draft form, was presented during a Caribbean Regional Technical Assistance Center workshop today at the Million Nassau Beach Resort. Minister Turnquest spoke to the necessity of the proposed legislation that's expected to move to Parliament later this month.
The PFM bill will do just that, along with the soon-to-be enacted Fiscal Responsibility Bill and the proposed Public Debt Management Bill and the Public Procurement Bill. These signature pieces of legislation represent key pillars in the broader public financial management reform agenda. They will reinforce the government's commitment to the promotion of efficiency, effectiveness, accountability, and comprehensive financial reporting. They will also bring the country in line with international best practices governing public financial management. In reality, our current legal framework for public financial management is outdated and inadequate to meet the demands of good governance. Pushing forward with this major legislative overhaul is therefore a must.
Senior government officials will participate in the working sessions for the next 3 weeks. The finance minister also highlighted some key components of the bill, which will replace the Financial Administration and Audit Act. Minister Turnquest explained that revision to that legislation will mean the new legislation will be modernized.
Broadly, the PFM bill will help to develop a new institution and regulatory framework for managing public finances. It will provide the coherent legal framework necessary to support broader introduction of the Integrated Financial Management Information System, or IFMIS, inclusive of process improvements that will strengthen accountability, oversight, management, and control of public funds. In a material respect, the PFM bill will seek to enhance, clarify, and adequately specify the roles and responsibilities of persons and positions entrusted with management and control of public funds, assets, liabilities, and other resources.
Today, the Immigration Department went paperless. Minister of Immigration, the Honorable Brent Simonet, announced that persons entering the Hawkins Hill office can now apply for work permits online, this after their documents have been scanned. He acknowledged that there has been a slight setback in work permit applications. Regarding applications for citizenship, permanent residency, and naturalization, Minister Simonet said that online process is expected to begin in January 2019. It is hoped that going paperless, the process will be more efficient. Now to news from the Daily Crime Report. Police crediting information from the public for recovering another illegal firearm off the streets. Mobile Division officers were tipped off and went to Deliverance Way around 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, where they saw a man. And upon seeing those officers, the man pulled a firearm from his trousers, threw it into nearby bushes, and began to run. Officers arrested the man and recovered a .45 pistol with 2 rounds of ammunition. Police say the man is expected to be formally charged before the magistrate's court later this week. Meanwhile, Mobile Division officers conducted several road checks in various parts of New Providence over the past 48 hours. This led to 15 persons being arrested for outstanding criminal warrants, breach of bail conditions, assault, illegal firearms, and fraud. Additionally, 91 drivers were ticketed for various traffic violations. Still to come, a major Junkanoo group celebrating a significant milestone. That story and more when First at 6 returns on the next side of the break.
Driving on West Bay in rush hour? Hard. Getting a car to enjoy the ride? Easy. Carting the kids around after school? Hard. Getting a car to fit them all? Easy. Get an easy auto loan from Commonwealth Bank. Super low rates, fast 24-hour approval, no loan fee, and no payments for 2 months. So come to Commonwealth Bank and your next car is easy. Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking services.
You can count on me. Just call me and I'll come by.
My
first memory of music would have been a performance when everyone was singing the song. The song was drop down and come up slow, and everyone in the crowd was singing. I was amazed. I was in shock.
I did not always want to be a performer, you know. I actually wanted to be a doctor, and when I was on my way to med school, I had this called Epiphany, and I went to Berklee College of Music, and that's when I made the switch.
If I weren't singing, I'd be singing. I love track and field.
Many different things inspire me. You know, it isn't anything specific. It's just, you know, just enjoying the environment, and that's what I think music should be about, being free.
Tap of a button, I'm able to get in contact with persons all the way across the world. Technology acts as that bridge that keeps me connected.
ETC in one word, I would have to say clutch.
Connected with family.
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 Every day, every day.
Guys, come on, guys, come on. It's time to go. We are the deal, man.
Genius. On Tuesdays, get 9 delicious pieces of chicken for just $11.50 plus VAT. KFC, made for moms who know how to solve everything, even though it seems it can't be done.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Today is being observed as World Suicide Prevention Day, and officials at the World Health Organization estimate that approximately 1 million people die from suicide. This translates into 1 death every 40 seconds. The World Health Organization is also predicting by the year 2020, the rate of death by suicide will increase to 1 every 20 seconds. Minister of Health, Dr. The Honorable Dwayne Sands, revealing those numbers Monday as he officially opened a one-day suicide prevention symposium at the Church of God Auditorium on Farrington Road. The event is being spearheaded by the Sandilands Rehabilitation Center and the Pan American Health Organization.
Suicide, although it is an individual decision, is in reality a family, community, and national problem. It is against this backdrop that we should see the critical need for us to work together to combat this issue. People who are suicidal are in great need of our empathy, of our compassion, and our time. The bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, suicide is preventable.
Under the theme, Working Together to Prevent Suicide, participants ranging from healthcare, law enforcement, and education discussed the need for a unified approach. Clergy, church, urban renewal, and community workers. Sandilands Rehabilitation Center's clinical psychologist, Dr. Tracy King, was one of the presenters at today's event.
We're seeing more and more persons experiencing suicidal thoughts and as well as attempting suicide and even dying by suicide. Suicide is a very complex issue, and because of that, what causes one person to get to that point may be different for other persons. We all play a role in suicide prevention, and recognizing changes in a coworker, a friend, a family member is essential, because knowing the warning signs and getting them help before they attempt is key. Prevention is key, and we all have a role to play. So whether you're a healthcare professional or you work in a bank or a different organization, it's important that you yourself know the warning signs so that you're able to recognize it in yourself, but also in others, so that they can get the help early as well as you.
And still on health news, Caribbean Wellness Week is underway, and several activities will be held to promote and sustain healthy lifestyles. Those special health initiatives include Seedling Saturday, which promotes backyard farming, Sunday Sweat, which promotes going outdoors to do activities that will make you sweat, Meatless Monday promotes healthy options to eat excluding meat, Testing Tuesday promotes knowing your numbers, that's glucose, blood pressure, HIV status. Water Wednesday encourages individuals to drink 8 glasses of water a day. Twinkle Your Toes Thursday promotes little movements that count. Fruitful Friday promotes eating fruits and meals. And Sugarless Saturday discourages the intake of sugar-filled products. Caribbean Wellness Week ends this weekend with a walkathon and fitness sessions starting at 6 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday at the Ministry of Health's Meeting Street headquarters. Well, the Red Ribbon Ball will celebrate its 25th anniversary this year, and plans were announced today for the 2018 ball. The theme for this year is Shimmer, and officials of the Bahamas AIDS Foundation are adamant that this year's event is one not to miss, as it benefits those less fortunate in the community. The 2018 Red Ribbon Ball is set for November 17th in the ballroom of the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort. President of the Bahamas AIDS Foundation, Camille Lady Barnett, says the plan is to raise $100,000 during this fundraiser to benefit specific programs.
Our major programs is an outreach program for adolescents, well, for children and adolescents who are infected and affected by HIV and AIDS. And we provide a holistic program. There's an educational component, there's a psychosocial component, and there's a health component. And the objective really is to provide support for them. And at the end of the day, we want these young people to grow up to be healthy, productive, independent adults. So we're encouraging them to get BJCs and BGCSEs, pursue tertiary level education. We're helping them in terms of job preparation, and also trying to deal with some of the psychosocial issues that they may have. They are some of the most vulnerable young people in our community today, and we want to provide them with this support.
We've been partnering now with the Bahamas AIDS Foundation now for about 14 years, and for us it never gets old, because it's a way of not just giving back, but also helping the kids in the Bahamas who need the support.
Other sponsors also shared why they continue to partner every year with the Bahamas AIDS Foundation.
When the opportunity came up, it was not a question whether or not we would become a partner with the Bahamas AIDS Foundation. And we're so excited for November 17th Shimmer and the work that they do within the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
The spread of this disease is very important to our company. And so we recognize the work that the Bahamas AIDS Foundation is doing. We see it as a very good one. There are many organizations throughout the country that works to fight against HIV and AIDS, but the Bahamas AIDS Foundation really worked to support the most vulnerable of our community, the children.
We will be taking care of the production aspect of the event. We've been partnering with the Bahamas AIDS Foundation for a number of years now, and because we consider it our corporate responsibility, but also a part of our community initiative, this event and the foundation's mandate, we think, is much larger than any one entity.
Well, Bahamians everywhere love Junkanoo, and for the group with the most wins in the history of Junkanoo, it's time to celebrate. The Valley Boys Junkanoo Group set to celebrate 60 years as an organization with several activities. Public Relations Executive Kishlane O'Brien explains.
We will end the month of September with a boat cruise, which will be on the 29th of September, and tickets are now on sale. And so there are very many persons in the group and the organization who can be contacted, meaning our chairman, deputy chairpersons, anybody on our senior leadership team, if you're interested. And we'd like you to come and enjoy yourselves and have a good time.
O'Brien also added that the group will also honor the women who were instrumental in the group's formation and success.
As you know, our organization is called Valley Boys, but next month we are paying a special attention to the women, because without the women, present company included, we wouldn't have been able to get where we are. And so there are many women who've paved the way for us in the Valley to become as formidable as we are. Look at me, I'm the public relations officer in a boys organization. And so, you know, we want to say thank you to the women. And then in November, we will have a grand ball, our 60th anniversary ball on the birth date of our late leader, Mr. Winston Gus Cooper.
At this moment, we want to say thank you so much to our Facebook friends who are joining us live first at 6. Well, that does it for National News First at 6. Stay with us. Jonathan Benson is next with sports.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
You can't count on me. Just call me and I'll come running. No matter the
comedy from the day I was born, and I look up and I saw who my parents was. I know my life is gonna be interesting.
The Bahamian people inspire me, like 100%.
I think the keys of the success to the band Visage has been the ability to stay relevant for the many years that the band has been around.
Technology, it keeps me connected.
What technology have done for me is priceless.
I don't know how I would be able to survive without it.
If I would describe BTC into one word, I would say innovative.
Family all around. Communications lifeblood of the Bahamas.
Every day.
Bahamians are being encouraged to get involved in fishing and farming in an overall view of growing our agriculture industry, putting the Bahamas in a better position to not only feed ourselves, but create a sustainable food chain of produce for export. Hello, I'm Carla Palmer. In the next episode of Agriculture Now, we'll explore the potential of the fisheries sector. Join me on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m. for Agriculture Now. That's Agriculture Now on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Shawnee Miller-Weibo capping off another successful and undefeated season with a stellar performance at the IAAF Continental Cup in Ostrava, the Czech Republic, over the weekend. Not only did she help the Team Americas win the 4x1 relay in 42.11, but she also held off a star-studded field in the women's 200, which included Europe's Daphne Skippers and Africa's Marie-Josée Tallou. Shawnee coasting to the half-lapper in 22.16. Also coming out victorious over the weekend in Ostrava was Donald Thomas. He claimed the man's high jump, clearing 7.5 1/4 as the Americas dethroned Europe, winning by 29 points. The World Rowing Championships going on in Bulgaria. Jason Williams, lone Bahamian there, competing in the men's single sculls. He got off to a slow start, finishing 4th in his opening round heat in 7 minutes, 57.39 seconds. Williams will now row in the repertoire stage come tomorrow. From the minor league baseball diamond, Jazrato Chisholm and Vasali advancing to the California League's North Division Championship for the third time in the past 5 years with a 3-0 shutout over Stockton. Jazz went 0-4 in the clincher, and that championship series will open up tomorrow. As for Lucius Fox and Montgomery, their season came to an end yesterday in the Southern League's North Division series with an 11-3 loss to Jackson. That was in a winner-take-all Game 5. Fox finishing up 1-for-3 with a run scored. Two Bahamians swinging at the F7 tennis future in Canada. Jody Turnquist won his first-round qualifying match 6-2 and 3, but lost in round 2 6-1, 7-5. Philip Major also winning his opener 6-2, 7-5, but he fell in round 2 as well, losing 6-1 and 2. As the sports schedule gets underway, some coaching moves around the government school ranks. Christine Janora leaves Abaco and is back in the capital at Anatole Rogers. Tyrese Curry also in Timberwolf country, transferring from C.R. Walker. Nikita Taylor jumps from Claridge Primary to L.W. Young. Also making that jump, Chantel Roll from Stephen Dillett to C.V. Bethel. Tiffany Wildgoose leaves the big yard of Andress for C.C. Sweeting. Basketball coach Danny Pratt back in the capital as well. He leaves 8 Mile Rock for C.V. Bethel. Kenrick Hanna replaces him at 8 Mile Rock. And 2 resignations as well. Chevy Simmons, he's left. S. McPherson been replaced there by Nigel Ingram. Meantime, Derek Cummings no longer in Cobra Country at C.C. Sweeting. The GSSA will hold its first meeting of the year on Wednesday. Two games tonight in the Bahamas Government Departmental Basketball Association. They, of course, play at the AF Adelaide Gym. Defence Force Mariners opening up against the Department of Correction Challengers. That's followed by the Aces and the Police Crime Stoppers. The Valley Boys Junkanoo Group celebrating 60 years as an organization, and over the weekend they put on a basketball tournament at the C.I. Gibson Gym.
This is intense, and anybody who is a Junkanoo will know that. With anything with competition in Junkanoo, there's always a spirit of camaraderie and competition, and today is just no short of that. The bellers and the drummers go back and forward. We're playing now on the court now, and it's just that back and forward, a little trash talking, and we're just having a good time with it.
The college football season back on the gridiron over the weekend. Mike Strawn had 2 catches for 68 yards and a touchdown as the Charleston Cougars won 42-21 over Concord. Senior offensive lineman Chris Ferguson and the Cincinnati Bearcats, they were also victorious. Following up their upset win over UCLA, they put up a 21-0 shutout against in-state rival Miami of Ohio. As for Maven Saunders, he was a late scratch for the Kansas Jayhawks. That was due to a slight injury. KU, though, they still snapped a 46-game road losing streak, which dated back to 2009. They beat Central Michigan, a final there of 31-7. Week 1 in the NFL continuing yesterday. Bahamian descendant Philip Dorsett had 7 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown. The New England Patriots opening the season with a 27-20 win over the Houston Texans. And that is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
First memory of music would have been a performance when everyone was singing the song. The song was drop down and come up slow, and everyone in the crowd was singing. I was amazed. I was in shock.
I did not always want to be a performer. You know, I actually wanted to be a doctor. And when I was on my way to med school, I had this called Epiphany, and I went to Berklee College of Music, and that's when I made the switch.
If I weren't singing, I'd be singing. I love track and field.
Many different things inspire me. You know, it isn't anything specific. It's just, you know, just enjoying the environment. And that's what I think music should be about, being free.
You know, tap of a button, I'm able to get in contact with persons all the way across the world. Technology acts as that bridge that keeps me connected.
BTC in one word, I would have to say clutch.
Connected with family.
Family.
Every day.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
In regional news, the Barbados government has embarked on a major cleanup of 10 of the island's most flood-prone areas as it prepares the country for the passage of Hurricane Isaac. On its present track, the system is forecast to pass to the north of Barbados late Wednesday into early Thursday. But Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley urged citizens to be fully prepared as she summoned a meeting of the island's emergency response agencies and other key stakeholders at government headquarters Sunday evening. A concert in the Majesty Gardens community of Jamaica on the weekend, which was staged to promote peace in the violence-prone community, ended prematurely when a man was shot and killed at the height of the performances. Jamaican police report that it was around 8:40 Saturday night when multiple shots were fired, sending patrons fleeing for cover. When the mayhem was over, residents found the body of 44-year-old Lewis Gordon of a New Road address lying in a pool of blood and summoned the police. Jamaican police say that Francis was shot in the upper body. And Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley revealed that last week Thursday, the Cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago officially authorized the purchase of 2 purpose-built fast ferries to service the Trinidad and Tobago Sea Bridge. The sign-off by the Cabinet allows the Australian shipbuilders to begin construction of the vessels.
Time Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, we have Hurricane Florence, which is now a Category 4 hurricane, packing winds of 140 miles per hour, moving toward the west at about 13 miles per hour. This system is taking aim for the Carolinas, where it is expected to make landfall, but en route, it will generate some very large swells, which will impact the more easterly islands of the northwest and central Bahamas by Wednesday. We'll tell you all about that later in the newscast. And then there is Hurricane Isaac, which is taking aim for the Lesser Antilles, and just behind Isaac we have another hurricane. That one is expected to remain over the open waters. That is Helene, and remain over the open waters of the central Atlantic, and hence of no threat to any land mass. But outside of our studios, we are under cloudy skies, temperature 84 degrees, relative humidity at 74%, southerly winds at 7 miles per hour, barometric pressure 1,015.0 millibars. That is 29.97 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for your first look at weather at 6. Stay tuned. More weather is still to come.
Thanks so much, Basil. That does it for First at 6. It's time now for a check on stories making news around the northern Bahamas.
The Grand Lucayan Resort takes effect in a couple of hours. A big educational initiative launched in Pine Ridge. And a look back at Hurricane Irma 1 year later.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shoshina Roll-Farquharson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news tonight, Hutchison Lucayan Limited issuing a letter today to all staff stating that the sale of the Grand Lucayan property to the government of the Bahamas will take effect tomorrow, September 11th. Now, we have been reliably informed that officials of Hutchison Lucayan Limited held a series of meetings today with line staff and managerial employees to inform them of the change in resort ownership. A letter issued to the employees state that the property has been purchased by Lucayan Renewal Holdings Limited, which is owned by the government. According to the letter, there will be no change in the terms and conditions of their employment, noting that Lucayan Renewal Holdings Limited has agreed to continue the employment of all staff. Employees were asked to contact their union representative if they have any concerns about the process. The letter was signed by PC Co. Director. Now, our ZNS News team also spoke with the chairman of the Lucayan Renewal Holdings Limited, who says that the transfer of ownership occurs on September 21st. However, there is a change in operation, which is effective as of September 11th. He says Lucayan Renewal Holdings Limited, under a new board and his leadership, will be responsible for the operations and management of the Grand Lucayan Resort and Casino. There will be a migration of the operations of the hotel and staff from the management in control of Hutchison Lucayan Limited to the employment of Lucayan Renewal Holdings Limited. The chairman adds that this is intended to be a seamless migration whereby the terms and conditions of service continues as before without interruption, but now they just simply have a new employer. Scott says he is scheduled to travel to Freeport along with other directors on Wednesday to meet with staff in order to review critical operations and to meet with union representatives to discuss plans for the stabilization of the hotel facilities in Grand Bahama, including short-term and necessary repairs and long-range planning with specific reference to marketing and promotions of the Grand Lucayan Resort within the context of the Port Lucayan area for redevelopment and a sale to qualified investors. Now, Scott contends that their intention and hope is to share their thoughts and planning with staff on this occasion. So
Switching gears now, a significant educational initiative unveiled today, and it is expected to benefit the youth of Grand Bahama. The technology-based initiative is the work of a local parliamentarian who says he is fulfilling a campaign promise made to the Bahamian people. Sabrina Brown reports.
It was described as a red-letter day for the constituency of Pine Ridge and indeed Grand Bahama, as the Pine Ridge Educational Center in the Kipling building was officially opened. The program will cater to young people who have not completed high school and want to obtain a diploma. Member of Parliament for Pine Ridge, Reverend Frederick McAlpine, says he just wants to give young people an opportunity to succeed in life.
The fact that we're trying to educate persons and give persons an opportunity to better their lives. I think it was the former Prime Minister said that we should do what we can to educate our people. Either we do this now or we'll pay later. So it's better for us to assist them in trying to change their lives and to better their lives.
Principal of PEC Jeffrey Jervis says the high school diploma program will be done through an online learning management system.
Our program not only allows students to earn credits to graduate, it also allows students to prepare themselves to retake the BJC and the BGC exams. The electives that are provided are designed to help students prepare themselves with career courses for the job market.
Facilitators Danae Bullard and Dolores Kelman say the program has integrated the latest technology to optimize the student learning process.
Each of our classrooms are equipped with Promethean boards. These are not your regular smart boards. These boards, they include digital interactive pens with multi-touch, which means multiple people can touch them at one time. Not only that, we have LCD screens. This board brings our student into the 21st century learning environment with interactive learning.
The creation of this school will result in better residents of Pine Ridge, better residents of Freeport, Grand Bahama, better citizens of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Some 50 students will be accommodated during each session of the program. Cassanique Oliver and Eric Bastian are among the first group.
As a single parent, I applied for many jobs. And the fact that I had the ability and knowledge to do the job didn't matter because I didn't have a diploma. This is the beginning of my accomplishment to pursue my goals I have been waiting to pursue for a very long time.
Sir, you have made it possible for many, including myself, to have a second chance at education.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Well, the Ministry of Education's District Superintendent for West Grand Bahama and the Keys, Ivan Butler, and Senior Manager of Group Corporate Affairs at the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Kim Miller, applauding the efforts of Pine Ridge MP Frederick McAlpine.
Provide valuable opportunities for persons who may not have gotten their high school diploma or persons who simply want to make themselves more marketable for employment.
Within these walls, some of the brightest minds in Grand Bahama will be molded. This smart institution is an outstanding addition to the Pine Ridge constituency, one in which I'm sure each resident is proud of.
Now, McAlpine's parliamentary colleagues, Vaughn Miller and Reese Chipman, also sharing in this momentous occasion.
You have to have that desire, you have to have that will, and you have to have that passion that I will do better. Maybe my parents didn't graduate from high school, but I will. Maybe they did not attend college or graduate from college, but I will. That desire comes from the inside.
Today, with visionaries like McAlpine, we have an opportunity to bring back those things that we would have lost, that we would have not been able to provide for our children.
Well, today marks the peak of the 2018 Atlantic hurricane season, and the tropics are quite busy. Meteorologists are watching 3 hurricanes, including Category 4 Florence, which on its current track could threaten the eastern coast of the United States. Met officials are also monitoring Hurricanes Helene and Isaac and 2 other areas that are just developing. Now, with this in mind, the Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, is encouraging residents to prepare now for any eventuality.
Anita, there are about 4 storms that are coming off the coast of Africa. Thankfully, none of them are directly going to affect the Bahamas at the moment, but it is a good opportunity to encourage all of the residents of Grand Bahama to be vigilant. We want to be prayerful that no hurricanes directly impact us, but we also want to be prepared. When it comes to hurricanes, we take special attention with hurricanes. We've been through them. We know what they mean. We know the kind of effect that they can have. And so we want to pay special attention to this hurricane season. We want to pay special attention to the activities that is going on. So we want residents to be prepared.
Now, he is also admonishing residents to go through their checklists and ensure that their homes are secured.
Watch the local news, watch the international news as well to be aware of where these storms are. We want them to take precaution even now. So we want them to begin to prepare themselves, prepare their surroundings. Now is a good time to ensure that they do all that is necessary to secure their homes, do all that is necessary to prepare their houses, prepare their cupboards, to ensure that they are safe during this hurricane season.
Well, just 1 year ago, several families were displaced after a tornado ripped through portions of the city following Hurricane Irma. Tonight, we take a look back at the aftermath of Hurricane Irma on this 1-year anniversary. A year ago on this date, Grand Bahama was in a state of shock as a tornado following the passing of Hurricane Irma ripped through several homes and business establishments. Today, there has been some change as many have sought to make renovations to the damage left behind. Tammy Mitchell of the Disaster Consultative Committee recalls feeling the impact of the storm and tornadoes.
From us sitting in the Emergency Operations Center, that was the most impact we had ever felt from an actual tornado, because it passed the Harold de Gregory building as if it was a freight train. And we were literally standing alongside some of the windows in that building, and the entire building shook like it was. I've never experienced a building shaking like that in my life. So we immediately knew something was going to happen. We knew something had to have happened because the force that it passed the EOC with.
Several homes and businesses were badly damaged, but thankfully there were no lives lost. Tony Hudson Bannister of the Ministry of Works says immediately they sprung into action to assist those who needed it most.
We had about 8 persons that met that criteria and were helped, and so the government would have spent about $25,000 in issuing checks to 8 residents in the Imperial Park subdivision. We also had 2 homes in Bimini that were affected by Hurricane Irma, and so $8,000 divided into 2 persons. They were recipients of assistance.
But the damage, she says, was not just done physically, but emotionally as well.
Just being one of the persons working in the EOC, we had a lot of calls that came in with persons that were frantic. They did not understand what was happening. It was something new, the tornado effect. Persons are used to the howling winds, and then it passes, the gusts and the rain. But when they experienced that tornado, it was something new for Grand Bahamians. And so I think a lot of persons experienced some traumatic challenges with that. And so social services had their hands full with dealing with that part of it as well.
Mitchell says because of the number of storms that has hit this island in the past, she believes residents now have a newfound respect for hurricanes, and it is evident.
Just thank you to the Grand Bahama community for finally reaching out and recognizing that it is very important to be prepared, stay prepared, and always ensure that you're sharing the information that you're receiving. Don't just keep it on the shelf. Like, for example, I know I always say this to companies when I go out there. It's good to have a plan, but you have to be able to know how to activate that plan properly. And you're only going to do that effectively if you're encouraging your staff from the high end down to the low end, that everybody is aware of what to do in the event of an emergency.
Well, tonight, police needs your help in determining the whereabouts of 46-year-old Kirkland Franks of Freeport. He is 5 feet 9 inches in height with dark brown complexion, medium build, and bald head. He has been missing since August 29th. Now, if you have any information on his whereabouts, you are asked to contact the Central Detective Unit in Grand Bahama at telephone numbers 350-3107 through 12, 919-911, or you may call your nearest police station. Meantime, the man wanted by police on the charge of fraud by false pretenses is now in custody. Reports say John Doe, aka Justin Thompson, a resident of New Providence, was arrested in Exuma over the weekend. And a Freeport man is in custody after he was reportedly found in possession of a substantial amount of U.S. currency. Police tell us that DEU officers, while in patrol in the area of Polaris Drive on Friday, stopped in search of a vehicle with a male occupant and discovered a substantial amount of money totaling more than $47,000 in U.S. dollars. Police say he could not give a satisfactory account of how the money came into his possession, and now this money matter is under investigation. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Musicians, churches, nightclubs, Radio Shack is now stocked with heavy-duty power amps, powered speakers, subwoofers, cordless and wired microphones, lavaliers, guitar strings, drumsticks, skins, and accessories, guitar and bass amps, DI boxes, crossovers, line conditioners, percussion instruments, clarinet and saxophone reeds, PA systems, mixers, routers, hard drives, sound cards, tablets, MacBook Pro power cords and adapters, and so much more at the new Radio Shack at Dolly Madison Home Center.
Come on down. It's back to school and back to school savings at Bellevue Business Depot. For all of your back to school and teacher supplies, they have it all at an extra 20% off retail price. Crayons, glue, markers, crayon pencils, backpack, character bags, meat notebooks, and teacher supplies for the classroom, and much, much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the backpack bundles for preschool, primary school, and high school, loaded with all the supplies you need for back to school. Teachers get your first 8-foot Butcher Fadeless paper free when you purchase a minimum of 10 feet, as well as additional discounts at the Coffee Center. All at Bellevue Business Depot, located on Queens Highway.
We from the Bahamas, sunshine and sea. A lot of activities, but for you and me. If you don't believe me, then come follow me. Come right down to this place and we call it KFC. KFC the Big Cheese. We got the Big Cheese. KFC the Big Cheese. We got the Big Cheese. No one can beat us at anything we do. Sports, art, soccer, dynamics, even junk canoe. We got the best beaches, even the best food. I already tell you, that's just how we do. KFC the Big Cheese. We got the Big Cheese. KFC the Big Cheese. We got the Big Cheese.
Purchase a Big Chief deal today and receive 2 Big Chief collectible cups at all KFC restaurants in Freeport.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Gold Rock Concrete, now manufacturing 4, 6, and 8-inch concrete blocks and ready-mix concrete. Stay informed on your local weather forecast this 2018 hurricane season. Your #1 news station, the ZNS Television Network. We've got you covered. Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Hundreds of students were able to go back to school with much needed supplies thanks to the Grand Bahama Shipyard's Give Back and Fun Day. President of the social club, Jacolia Barnett, says the students had a blast as they received their school supplies, adding that they were also treated to food, drinks, face painting, and ice cream.
This is our third annual Fun Run Walk, and the first one started in the 8 Mile Rock community, in which this event is still extended to the 8 Mile Rock community. I am happy with the results and the turnout. We started with the walkathon. The walkathon was a success. The police force came out in numbers along with all of the other participants, and I think that, you know, we can come out in numbers next year, God's willing, to show that, you know what, I do care about my kids' future, and they are what matters.
But Barnett says they were only able to pull off this event because of their many corporate sponsors. Talia Wildgoose, senior champion at Alive, Dr. Charlene Reed of Easy Dental, and Rayvano Ferguson of Fast Track all say that it was a pleasure to be a part of such a rewarding event.
Because Grand Bahama is such a desperate economic state, Alive always sees fit that it's necessary to give back, not just to kids, but also the community as a whole, and all corporate partners should be a part of that as well.
I guess seeing about 350 kids. We're looking for cavities, we're looking for plaque, for gingivitis. We're bringing some of the kids back because we have some infections that we found. We're going to bring them back at a later date so that we can see them for free. We're just happy that we're a part of this because it's not just about giving them backpacks, but it's also about their health. We have ASH Eye Institute that's looking at their eyes. We decided to give them lunch tins as well because I think if they have food from home, healthy food, then it'll go a long way with making sure that they're great within the school year.
We had a great turnout despite the weather this morning, a little over 150 participants. It is a great initiative by the Grand Bahama Shipyard Social Club. It's a huge give back. You could tell by the amount of kids that's out here. We just want to thank them for doing this annually, this third annual one, and each year it grows and grows, so we just want them to continue to support by the general public.
Now, the Grand Bahama Shipyard Back to School Bash was held on the Independence Park. And finally, news this evening, the Us Too Grand Bahama chapter having another record year at the annual prostate cancer screening clinic. Scores of men turned out on Friday evening and Saturday for the screening at Paris Plaza on Coral Road. Chairperson of the screening program, Don Mitchell, says that he's pleased that men are now taking control of their health.
On a record for a Friday, it was 368 we screened for Friday, which is the most ever on a Friday. We're up to 570 now this morning, including yesterday's. So we fully expected to say around 800 men before the day is over. We are very happy by the turnout. With the turnout, we're happy with the support we're getting from the community in terms of the phlebotomists, the technologists, the doctors, the volunteers. They're all here. We had some kinks yesterday at the beginning, but we saw them all out, and we're running very smoothly now.
Among the men signing up for the screening, Kevin Ferguson, who says his family has a medical history of prostate cancer, and Kennard Bethel, who simply wanted to just stay informed about his health.
I came out this morning because my father had prostate cancer, and he told me that I must make sure that I do not get it. I can do what's necessary not to get it. So therefore I'm here, and thanks to my wife, she reminded me that they having this morning, so I came and I, see how it is.
Well, I think it's important for all of us to check our health as much as we can, and this one is free, and thanks to Us Too and the nurses here from the hospital authority.
And that's a look at stories making news here in the North. Now it is time to Ask the Doctor.
Welcome to Ask the Doctor. Today I will conclude my discussion on bedwetting, which is a question asked by a concerned parent regarding his 13-year-old son who still wets his bed. The second type of bedwetting is called secondary nocturnal enuresis, which means that the child was completely dry at night for at least 6 months and then started wetting again. It is less common and usually happens due to stress or emotional change in a child's life, such as a death in the family, divorce, moving, or even a new sibling. Physical abuse can also be a cause, as well as urinary tract infection, a condition like diabetes in childhood, or a side effect of medication. There are many treatments that can help children overcome bedwetting, but the truth is, Almost all children and adolescents outgrow the condition without treatment in their own time. The main question you should ask yourself is if your child is struggling with bedwetting and how it is affecting them, and if it's having a negative impact on his or her socialization, relationships with family, and sense of self. Then discuss treatments with your doctor. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away. A check on sports is up next with Ramiko Knowles.
Everywhere you go, you have this talk about bats. Man, I need a break. You know what? I'm going to watch some of those Dolphins rerun. I love to watch the Dolphins get beat. Watch a Marlon hit about 4 home runs on them.
It's amazing you mentioned home run, because here at Island Betting, we have a Grand Slam special going on right now. All bases are loaded. Up to $500 in savings on beds and bedroom sets. We're bringing it home to you, Dr. Love.
It's time to win at Island Betting. The experts in comfort.
The Awards and Science Center has everything you need to help you give that special someone the most amazing personalized creative gift. One-of-a-kind floral arrangements to brighten someone's day. Recognition awards ranging from plaques to trophies. And yes, even tombstones to memorialize your loved ones. Visit the Awards and Science Center and be dazzled by our vast, beautiful array of supplies on West Atlanta Drive. The Awards and Science Center.
Welcome to Sports 360 with Jay Fleet. We have live in studio today.
It goes down to discipline, taking care of your body, knowing what you need to put into your body.
Well, I've got the national records in the 200, 400, 800 free. We've just got eyes on Tokyo 2020.
Hi, I'm Jay Fleet, and you can tune in every Monday at 12:30 p.m. talking sports.
Power 104.5 FM.
Ramiko Knowles, first up in sports. It's been 7 long months and fans have been patiently waiting for the start of the 2018 football season. A total of 13 games played on Sunday in the National Football League, and we took to the local establishments to find out who you say is going to Super Bowl 53. Sunday morning they wore suits, and Sunday afternoon it was team jerseys as these men and women represented their teams at Chance's Cocktail Lounge. Football games were on all flat screens, but Mark Knowles says there's only one team to watch. He says he's a Viking, and Vikings equals big team.
We missed it last year, but we're going to do it this year. We went 13-3, we're going 14-2, and I'm going to be in Atlanta for the Super Bowl this season.
Still at Chance's, where there is a huge disagreement about who's going to Super Bowl 53. This Patriot fan says, come one, come all.
And anyone we meet, we can beat. We're the best in the world. Always remember that. I say that, boy.
We also stopped at Somewhere Sports Lounge where more jerseys were on display. Coming off a 9-7 win-loss record last season, this cowboy is very confident.
Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys all the way to the NFL. Sorry, all the way to the Super Bowl.
Now the third and final stop of the afternoon was Reese's Sports Bar, where we ran into someone making sense.
Yeah, we're going to Super Bowl. We're going to represent for the Dolphins. Number 1 team.
Let's hear that one more time.
Number 1 team. We're playing pretty good. We look way better. We are 100% better than we're playing in preseason. And we're looking great.
How about those Dolphins? Say no more. The Fortuners Golf was on the Reef this weekend. Ozzie Gardner posted a net 71. Greg Bowe and Hanford Bain gave chase with a net 72. Terrence Bullitt turned in a net 74. Sunday Allison A. Start shot a net 70. Hanford Bain and Ozzie Gardner a net 73. And O.J. Cooper turned in a net 75. The Ruby Walkers also played on the weekend with Greg Bow shooting a 1 over par 37, playing 9 holes. Mark Knowles and Hanford Bain both with a 2 over 38, and Marco Seal with a 3 over 39. Hanford Bain still leads the competition with 61 points. Fenton Skillett Russell with 53 points. Emarcus Heel 39, Greg Bow 28, and Mark Knowles 27 points. The Walkers finish play today. And that's going to do it for sports. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Until next time, go Dolphins.
More Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
Hi, I'm Olympia Ferguson from Budget Pest Control. On Grand Bahama, there are only 2 types of homes, those with termites and those that will have termites. The signs you should look for are drywood termite fecal pellets, subterranean termite shelter tubes, and of course damaged wood. We now have on Grand Bahama the Coptotermes formosanus, or the super termite, which can do extreme damage in a very short period of time. To know more and to protect your investment, contact the termite experts at Budget Pest Control. With us, it's not just a company behind you, but a family. We are located on 13 Forest Avenue. Call us today at 351-7378.
KMW Battery and Tire Sales is offering oil change special for just $49.99 plus VAT. Includes oil and filter. KMW is located on West Settlers Way. Mulligan's Restaurant Supply Store, where you can find all the essential products required by you or your catering companies, restaurants, and bars at the lowest prices. Their professional kitchen supplies, aluminum baking pan, foam products, paper and plastic products, cake boxes and boards in different sizes sold individually, sodas, juices, and grocery items, seasonings, peanuts sold by the sack, commercial cleaning products, and also check out the wholesale and retail beers, wines, and spirits section. They're located on Yellow Pine Street. That's Mulligan's Restaurant and Supply Store.
And this one goes out to the coolest Q I know. That's you, Lionel Turnquest. And of course, how about those Dolphins? That's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shoshana Rule-Farquharson. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Probing 3 fires. Police Fire Services investigating several fires at BPL's Clifton Pier Power Plant. Going online. A new online initiative underway at the Department of Immigration. And suicide prevention. Important information revealed at a suicide prevention seminar today. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts right now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
3 days and 3 fires at the power plant at Clifton. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Altafiz Munnings. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. It's good to see you on this Monday. Investigations continue into those fires at the Bahamas Power and Lights Clifton Pier site, which forced the company into load shedding after equipment was damaged. The first fire started over the weekend, and today, firefighters were called for a 3rd time. A Bahamas Power and Light Company statement issued this evening confirmed 2 minor fires at the Clifton Pier power station. One Sunday evening, which was extinguished by the fire department, and the second on Monday morning, which was extinguished by BPL personnel. BPL officials say there was no additional damage as a result of the fires that are currently visible. And BPL doesn't see any further impact in the present load shedding schedule. Vaughn Aubrey went to Clifton Pier this morning and leads us off tonight.
3 fires within 72 hours. That's the situation Bahamas Power and Light officials face after firefighters were called yet again to their Clifton Pier site to extinguish yet another fire. According to Chief Superintendent of Fire Services, Walter Evans, firefighters, assisted by other agencies, battled an industrial blaze at Clifton on Friday night, again on Sunday night, and for a third time Monday morning around 9 a.m. All fires were in the same area. Friday's fire reportedly began on the engine deck after a person attempted to make an adjustment while bringing a DA-11 engine that had been out of service for some time back online. Evans described the area as about 600 feet long, and that fire dropped below the engine deck about 30 feet into a basement to Bunker C, which houses two of BPL's largest engines. All 3 fires were confined to the same area. We spoke with Chief Superintendent Evans Monday afternoon after the 3rd fire.
The area of concentration, the officers had to work from the upper level. There was a grid iron floor level, and there was a drop probably about 30 feet in depth, and so that tells you exactly where some of the concerns were for us as a department, and we had to ensure that the safety and well-being of our staff members, that was the thing that mattered heavily to us. In addition to that, we were concerned about the situation at BPL to ensure that there were no major damages that would have placed any of the Bahamian public, more so those in residing in New Providence, at a disadvantaged position whereby they would have been without electricity. And as far as we are concerned, we would have done everything to ensure that the damages would have been minimal. BPL will comment concerning the amount of damages, the amount of equipment, the kinds of equipment that had sustained damages throughout, and how it would have affected the public. But of course, as we know, our major concern was the Clifton Pier strip. Clifton Pier, as you know, is an industrial, the industrial aspect of New Providence.
Superintendent Evans was asked what 3 industrial fires in the same area within hours of each other tells him.
That tells us there, some things that we'll be looking at. We'll be meeting with the personnel from BPL. We'll have a discussion with them concerning certain things, the discussion concerning the frequency of the fires that take place there, the incidents that take place there. Obviously, I'm quite sure that they may be concerned by their own staff members. And of course, we have to look at the well-being of the staff members as far as we're concerned. And so we'll sit with them and have a conversation with them concerning our observations. And of course, once the investigations from our aspect would have been completed, and then we'll be able to pass on the results of our investigations once that process has been completed. I can say now that the investigations have not been completed at this point because we just dealt with a fire Friday night, one last night, and one this morning.
With load shedding highly likely, the Bahamas Power and Light Company now urges customers to conserve energy. I am Vaughn Aubrey, ZNS Network News.
Also making national news this Monday, with government continuing its push toward the modernization of the public service, a key priority of the Ministry of Finance is shaping a new culture of transparency and accountability in public finance. And the Public Financial Management Bill is expected to do just that. A draft bill was presented during a regional workshop today at the Melia Nassau Beach Resort. Speaking to the necessity of the proposed legislation was the Minister of Finance, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Peter Turnquest.
The PFM bill will do just that, along with the soon-to-be enacted Fiscal Responsibility Bill and the proposed Public Debt Management Bill and the Public Procurement Bill. These signature pieces of legislation represent key pillars in the broader public financial management reform agenda. They will reinforce the government's commitment to the promotion of efficiency, effectiveness, accountability, and comprehensive financial reporting. They will also bring the country in line with international best practices governing public financial management. In reality, our current legal framework for public financial management is outdated and inadequate to meet the demands of good governance. Pushing forward with this major legislative overhaul is therefore a must.
The minister also highlighted some key components of the bill, which will replace the Financial Administration and Audit Act.
Broadly, the PFM bill will help to develop a new institution and regulatory framework for managing public finances. It will provide the coherent legal framework necessary to support broader introduction of the Integrated Financial Management Information System, or IFMIS, inclusive of process improvements that will strengthen accountability, oversight, management, and control of public funds. In a material respect, the PFM bill will seek to enhance, clarify, and adequately specify the roles and responsibilities of persons and positions entrusted with management and control of public funds, assets, liabilities, and other resources.
Crossing over now to news from the courts, Minister of Health Dr. Dwayne Sands took the stand again today in the Frank Smith bribery and extortion trial. He was cross-examined by the defense about the role he played in awarding a contract to the Magic Touch Cleaning Company. Fern Carey was in court today.
Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands admitted under cross-examination that he deviated from normal procedure when he approved the awarding of a $1.8 million contract to Magic Touch Cleaning Company without the determination of the board of the Public Hospitals Authority. And when asked by Frank Smith's attorney, Keith Knight QC, if motives, irregularity, inappropriateness, and political patronage come into play when there is a deviation from the procedure, Dr. Sands said yes, it can. Dr. Sands also agreed that contracts worth over $1 million usually need cabinet approval. However, he said the matter was sent to the Attorney General's office for vetting and advice. Mr. Knight then indicated that on August 11th, then Managing Director of the Public Hospitals Authority, Herbert Brown, wrote a letter indicating that the matter be sent to the Attorney General's office for approval. However, Knight suggested that Dr. Sands never thought an opinion would be given in time for a board meeting on August 16th. However, Dr. Sands refuted the suggestion, noting that he was at the board meeting on August 16th. However, he indicated that the Magic Touch contract did not come up. However, he said he discussed the evaluation on August 9th with the then chairman and managing director of the PHA. Asked if he had approved the awarding of any contract emanating from the PHA without board approval since the Magic Touch contract, Dr. Sands said he had not. Asked to explain his telephone contact with Barbara Hanna, the health minister said it was more than occasional. The court also heard from Commonwealth Bank Compliance Officer Audrey Dames, who testified that she produced financial records for the accounts of Barbara Hanna trading as Magic Touch Cleaning Company and Pooland Limited. Prosecutors also called the lead investigator in the case, who testified that he took a statement from Barbara Hanna at the Anti-Corruption Office, which she signed. However, he said after the file was reviewed by the Attorney General's office, another paragraph was added to the bottom of that statement. Hanna was later called back to the office to again sign the statement. The case continues on November 13th. Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
Still to come, hear more about plans to upgrade the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute. And coming up in sports, Shawnee Miller-Weibo capping off another successful season this weekend. We're just getting started here on the National Report. We hope to see you on the next side of the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell, fueling journeys that matter. Summer promotion.
Deciding on which car to buy? Hard. Getting an auto loan? Easy. Negotiating the price? Hard. Getting the money to pay for it? Easy. Get an easy auto loan from Commonwealth Bank. Super low rates, fast 24-hour approval, no loan fee, and no payments for 2 months. So come to Commonwealth Bank, and your next car is easy. Call today.
Guys, come on. It's time to go. We are the deal, man.
Mount Genius.
On Tuesdays, get 9 delicious pieces of chicken for just $11.50 plus VAT. KFC, made for moms who know how to solve everything, even though it seems it can't be done.
You can count on me. Just call me and I'll come running. No matter the...
I got in the car.
family from the day I was born, and I look up and I saw who my parents was. I know my life is gonna be interesting.
The Bahamian people inspire me, like 100%.
I think the keys of the success to the band Visage has been the ability to stay relevant for the many years that the band has been around.
Technology, it keeps me connected.
What technology have done for me is priceless.
I don't know how I would be able to survive without it.
If I would describe BTC into one word, I would say innovative.
Family all around.
Communications lifeblood of the Bahamas.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits from Grand Bahama to San Salvador.
Just around the corner when you need us.
For every celebration and relaxation.
Committed to quality and service since 1953.
With renowned wines,
rums and spirits.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits, always with ice cold beer.
And attractive promotions.
Here for you as we've always been. One name, one people, united in wines and spirits.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits.
Home is more than where the heart is. Home is where the children feel safe. A place where family comes first. Come home today with a BOB residential mortgage. Enjoy attractive rates with up to 25 years to repay. Or use the equity in your home to fund home improvements or other worthwhile needs. Isn't it time you came home to a place of your own? Talk with us today. BOB, your bank of solutions.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
In news from our #1 industry, the Bahamas is preparing to host the Caribbean Tourism Organization's State of Tourism Industry Conference next month. The event will be held under the theme Rejuvenate, Reconnect, Recreate, New Directions for Caribbean Tourism. Industry professionals, policymakers, and strategic partners from the public and private sectors throughout the Caribbean will assemble for a week of discussions surrounding key issues and opportunities for enhancing tourism throughout the region. Tourism Minister, the Honorable Dionisio de Aguilar, spoke to the importance of the summit.
Not only is SOTIC the preeminent educational forum for Caribbean hospitality and tourism professionals, it is far and away the most important event on the Caribbean's tourism calendar. This is the event where we assess our situation, share the trends and best practices, learn from the experiences of others, and use all of this information to devise ways to improve the industry, make it more sustainable and inclusive.
The Caribbean Tourism Organization's communications specialist, Johnson John Rose, added that collaborating with the youth is a crucial part of the conference.
CTO looks forward to the future a bit, so younger people from the ages of 14 to 17, 18 years old are an integral part of the conference. And this is why we have a youth congress, which is always the most important and exciting part of the congress because of the conference, because it's always standing room only, where you hear, as you just said, from these young people, some tremendous revolutionary ideas of what we can do about tourism. They act as ministers of tourism, and so we've got ministers, and one of them will become the CTO, if you will, minister, the young minister of tourism for the year. That's what SOTIC brings out.
Millions of dollars expected to be spent on infrastructural upgrades to buildings and classrooms at the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute. The decades-old technical institution accommodates 2,400 students across campuses in New Providence, Abaco, Andros, and in Grand Bahama. BTVI President Dr. Robert Robertson gave us an update on the improvements set to take place.
Infrastructure here is a little bit older. We need some work still on computers. We need some work on some of the classrooms. We're about maxed out in terms of space, so we actually have started putting some of the courses online or blended so that students don't have to come in as much. It really helps them if they're working, but we're managing quite well.
Today is World Suicide Prevention Day, and the World Health Organization estimates that approximately 1 million people around the world take their own lives. This is actually one death every 40 seconds. The World Health Organization is also predicting that by the year 2020, the rate of death by suicide will increase to 1 every 20 seconds. Minister of Health, Dr. the Honorable Dwayne Sands, revealing those numbers today as he officially opened a one-day suicide prevention symposium sponsored by the Sandilands Rehabilitation Center and the Pan American Health Organization.
Suicide, although it is an individual decision, is in reality a family, community, and national problem. It is against this backdrop that we should see the critical need for us to work together to combat this issue. People who are suicidal are in great need of our empathy, of our compassion, and our time. The bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, suicide is preventable.
Under the theme, Working Together to Prevent Suicide, participants ranging from healthcare to law enforcement, as well as education officials, discussed the need for a unified approach. The clergy, the Urban Renewal Program, and community workers. Clinical psychologist Dr. Tracy King was one of the presenters.
Seeing more and more persons experiencing suicidal thoughts and as well as attempting suicide and even dying by suicide. Suicide is a very complex issue, and because of that, what causes one person to get to that point may be different for other persons. We all play a role in suicide prevention, and recognizing changes in a coworker, a friend, a family member is essential, because knowing the warning signs and getting them help before they attempt is key. Prevention is key, and we all have a role to play. So whether you're a healthcare professional or you work in a bank or a different organization, it's important that you yourself know the warning signs so that you're able to recognize it in yourself, but also in others, so that they can get the help early as well as you.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Crystal Darling. Self-starter grants and business evolution grants were given to persons participating in a micro and small business empowerment and entrepreneurial incentive program in Freeport, Grand Bahama. 41 participants were given the opportunity either to start their own businesses or to expand their existing businesses. The government partnered with both the Chamber of Commerce and the Grand Bahama Port Authority in this initiative. It was previously announced that $5 million will be used to support small businesses in the country, and $200,000 has already been used for businesses in Grand Bahama. In other business news, officials at the Central Bank of the Bahamas say no financial regulator in the Bahamas has been given permission to use or provide cryptocurrency services in the country. This after Versim Coin, a Grand Bahama crypto asset firm, announced an initial coin offering, meaning that it is now open for people to buy into its shares. Cryptocurrency is an unrestricted, independent digital currency permitted for use on a number of websites. However, due to its volatility, banks do not use it. CBOB also recommended that persons look for professional financial advice when seeking assistance on savings and investments. On the international front, the cryptocurrency Bitcoin plunged more than 20% in 2 days. Several other cryptocurrencies have also suffered similarly. As a result of this, Goldman Sachs, an investment banking giant, is having second thoughts on launching a crypto trading desk. Many other financial analysts continue to warn investors about cryptocurrencies. However, digital currencies are not being condemned altogether. Many investors are now considering an emergent blockchain technology. The World Bank has even announced plans to launch a blockchain bond. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Crystal Darling.
A number of youth football teams around the islands of the Bahamas scored big recently after the Miami Dolphins made a special donation of football equipment. The teams from New Providence, Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Exuma received scores of footballs and training ladders. Miami Dolphins Senior Vice President of Special Projects Nat Moore says the Miami Dolphins continues to keep the budding football players close to their hearts.
This is sort of a commitment that we made 4 or 5 years ago when we first agreed to do the Dan Marino and Friends, that we were going to help grow football. And even though we're not back doing Dan Marino and Friends, we're still going to help the kids. I mean, you know, football teaches a lot of life lessons, you know, perseverance, teamwork, dependability, trust, you know, integrity, all the things that young kids need to learn, as well as it teaches you to learn things and remember them just like you do in class.
President of the Commonwealth American Football League, Antonio Maycock, says the equipment will certainly be put to good use.
When the kids actually get these tools and from the Miami Dolphins, it helps the development of football, help them to develop football actually. And then when you have persons who from the outside or even inside looking at their skills, it gives them opportunities where, you know, either educationally to get off to school.
In keeping with the commitment made some years ago, the Miami Dolphins will continue to supply brand new equipment to youth football teams across the country for the next 3 years. I'm Candia Smith, and this is Tourism Today.
Now, Vanessa, you look stressed, though?
Girl, listen, I here on my little piece of lunch break trying to pay these bills. I gotta go head to BTC, then I gotta go fly to BEC, and then I gotta go swim to Water and Switch.
Girl, look, save your time and your gas, all right? Make one stop.
No! Take it backside to Cash and Go. You pay all 3 bills one time. It's one line, one place, with a bunch of locations. You think I should go now?
Vanessa, you ain't reached yet? Cash and Go. Fast, free, convenient. Call 322-CASH for more information.
Do you want to know more about the scriptures, the early Christian church, its teachings, suffering, other religions, the authenticity of the Bible? The Anglican Theological Institute is for you. Enroll in a 3-year certificate program. Classes are conducted from Nassau and Freeport on Saturday mornings. Don't miss a class. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with high-speed internet. Contact us at 603-2481. Visit our Facebook page. Pick up an application form at any Anglican church or at Addington House on Sands Road. The Anglican Theological Institute is for you.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Whether you're renovating your home, furthering your education, or shopping for a new or used vehicle, RBC offers flexible and convenient financing that fits your budget. Apply online or visit your nearest RBC branch for expert advice on how RBC can help you get a flexible, customized loan at a great rate. RBC, reimagine how you bank.
To the smallest detail, safety and security, we deliver luxury. Serenity, welcome home.
Thanks so much for staying with us, especially those of you watching us live on our social media platforms. The Red Ribbon Ball celebrating its silver anniversary this year, and it's all about the shimmer. Officials of the Bahamas AIDS Foundation say it's an event you won't want to miss, and it's all for a very worthy cause. The high-end social fundraiser is all set for November 17th at the Atlantis Ballroom. President of the Bahamas AIDS Foundation, Camille Lady Barnett, says officials hope to raise $100,000, while John Gomez of Cable Bahamas, the platinum sponsor, says the company looks forward to joining hands in this event.
Our major programs is an outreach program for adolescents, well, for children and adolescents who are infected and affected by HIV and AIDS. And we provide a holistic program. There's an educational component, there's a psychosocial component, and there's a health component. And the objective really is to provide support for them and At the end of the day, we want these young people to grow up to be healthy, productive, independent adults. So we're encouraging them to get BJCs and BGCSEs, pursue tertiary level education. We're helping them in terms of job preparation and also trying to deal with some of the psychosocial issues that they may have. They are some of the most vulnerable young people in our community today, and we want to provide them with the support.
We've been partnering now with the Bahamas AIDS Foundation now for about 14 years, and for us it never gets old because it's a way of not just giving back, but also helping the kids in the Bahamas who need the support.
Other sponsors also shared why they continue to partner every year with the Bahamas AIDS Foundation.
When the opportunity came up, it was not a question whether or not we would become a partner with the Bahamas AIDS Foundation. And we're so excited for November 17th Shimmer and the work that they do within the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
The spread of this disease is very important to our company. And so we recognize the work that the Bahamas AIDS Foundation is doing. We see it as a very good one. There are many organizations throughout the country that works to fight against HIV and AIDS, but the Bahamas AIDS Foundation really work to support the most vulnerable of our community, the children.
We will be taking care of the production aspect of the event. We've been partnering with the Bahamas AIDS Foundation for a number of years now, and because we consider it our corporate responsibility, but also a part of our community initiative, this event and the foundation's mandate, we think is much larger than any one entity.
Well, if you have a sweet tooth like me, this story is just for you. For 9 decades, Mortimer's Candies has been providing sweet treats and goodies to all, especially peanuts. The popular family business, which sits on the top of the hill, East Street, is celebrating a huge milestone this year. C.S. Gadley tells us more.
Famous like sweets and our consistency of our product, I think, is what kept us going over all these years.
It's just one of the secret ingredients Mortimer Candies president Cale Mortimer believes is behind the company's success. But the most important one by far is its loyal customer base. It's that support that has kept the Bahamian-owned business open for the last 90 years. Randy Feast is one of those faithful customers.
I remember when we used to go to John Canoe, I had to be about 9, 10 years old. We would stop here, get our little treats before we head out to Bay Street on John Canoe morning. That's right, and that's been like maybe in the 1960s. Well, I love the peanuts here, and I love all the little treats that they have, the snow cones and everything.
Mortimer Candies, which opened its doors in 1928, is best known for its original mint flavor. Cale gave us a sneak peek into the hour and 20-minute candy making process.
We cook the water and sugar in the pot until it reaches the right temperature, and we pour it on the table. Once it's cool, because it comes out in a liquid form. Once it's cool, we mold it into a big ball. We then stretch it out into long ropes, which then goes through the hand cutting machine. The candies are then broken up and then goes to the wrapping machine, sort, packaged, and labeled to go out.
With the popular candy maker now into its 4th generation of ownership, Mortimer says the future is bright as the company plans to expand its operations into the Family Islands. But first things first, a Customer Appreciation Day set for September 29th. And for customers like Feast, they will be along for the ride as well.
They go way back. They are part of the Bahamian culture, I should say, because anywhere you go, you ask anyone about Mortimer Candy Kitchen, they'll be able to tell you it's right on East Street Hill. I'm just encouraging them to keep on doing the good work, and I'm going to stay supporting them and being a part of this great organization. Happy 90th anniversary to the Mortimers and to Mortimer Candy Kitchen.
We here at ZNS News share those sentiments as well. C.S. Gadderly, ZNS Network News.
Just love those medium peanuts. Gotta get some this week. Well, there's more to come. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Stay with us.
We've all got plans for our golden years. Unfortunately for many, this may just be wishful thinking. To generate an annual income in retirement of $70,000 for 20 years at a rate of return of 5%, with inflation running at 3%, requires more than $1.1 million. So how do you save that much money? Many companies provide a group pension plan to help their employees by deducting an amount each month from their pay to contribute to the plan. Personal Pension Plan, or PPP, is similar to a group plan, but offered only to individuals. These plans offer many of the same benefits and features, Contact us for more information on pensions.
Sean, what you doing home already? And why you can't do anything I ask you?
Calm down. Everything cool?
Everything always cool, but you're running me hard.
I already do everything on the list.
You pay the light bill and phone bill?
Check.
You get the Bahamas Air ticket from me and check the Sky Bahamas tickets for mommy?
Check.
I know you ain't send that MoneyGram to Junior.
I already do that too.
You sicky. You ain't never do everything I ask you.
I go on the Cash and Go and do everything right there.
You pick up dinner too?
Cash and Go don't sell chicken yet. Cash and Go, your one-stop shop for bill paying and so many other things.
Life happens. And when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today. Or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
We are Machinery and Energy Limited, your cat dealer for the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and the Cayman Islands. We also carry a selection of allied brands like JLG, Wacker Neuson, and Solaire. Our extensive product line includes tractors, excavators, backhoe loaders, telehandlers, forklifts, light towers, aerial equipment, marine engines, and of course, our specialty cat generator sets. Need parts or equipment maintenance? We offer that too. Everything you need all in one place. Visit one of our branches in Nassau, Freeport, or Abaco for your construction and power generation needs. Little Generals on East Street South is well known for the best quality and lowest prices on all your grocery and houseware needs. Little Generals has a large selection of meats, produce, dairy items, water and juices, all your favorite snacks, housewares, vegan products, gourmet items, and health supplements. Anything you can think of, it's all sold right here at Little Generals. Little Generals also provides the best customer service, making you want to come back again and again. So visit Little Generals today on East Street South. Call 325-5798.
Shell is taking you on an exciting journey with its summer promotion. Now through September 14th, enter for your chance to win a brand new 2018 Toyota Yaris. Just make a minimum purchase of $20 worth of fuel from any Shell service station in Nassau. Answer the skill question on the entry form and submit. The grand prize will be drawn on September 14th. Other weekly prizes include free fuel vouchers and VIP packages to see Jay-Z and Beyonce live in concert August 31st at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. For more info, visit their Facebook page at Sun Oil Bahamas.
Looking to upgrade your refrigerator stove or purchase an affordable home generator? We've got the perfect solution for you. Alma's Welding and Fire is the best choice for the lowest prices in town. We carry top-of-the-line outdoor barbecue grills, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, generators, industrial hardware, and garden supplies with a wide assortment of tools and accessories. Open Monday through Saturday. Telephone 394-0004. BWF. We're more than just our name.
Every island and every beat. Keep in touch with everybody. It's BTC every day. Every day, every day, every day.
I'm Corval Pyford. They braved long lines once again this year for the 3rd annual Stephen C. Monroe International Ministries Back to School Drive. Hundreds of children outfitted with basic school supplies as the new school year gets underway.
All right, so we are in back-to-school season, Carol, and here we are at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. And this is a pretty grand event that BTC is a part of today.
Well, definitely, Stephen C. Monroe International. This is their 3rd year doing it, and this is our 2nd year actually supporting, his initiative. We looked at it last year and we recognized that this is a really huge event, and they have supported over 3,000 students last year. We're about youth development. We want to make sure that the students are going back to school equipped and ready, to actually learn. You can't go back to school without the the materials that you would need, So we want to make sure that we're able to support these types of initiatives.
DJ Godson, you are providing the entertainment at today's event, and I mean, it is going really well. Right?
Yeah, just giving God praise out here. Using the gift that He's given me to just give Him praise at this great event.
Quick back to school message, remain focused. Don't allow peer pressure to take you under. Set goals, remain focused. That's right. And keep God first. Keep God first. Yeah.
BTC among the proud partners at this year's Back to School Drive, doing our part to help our children have a successful school year. I'm Corval Pfeiffer, and we'll see you next BTC Connection.
Every island, every beat. Keep in touch with everybody. It's BTC every day. Every day, every day, every day. Every day.
It's time now for a check on the weather in your part of the Bahamas. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean starts the week off with us here in the Weather Center. And Basil, the tropics are very busy tonight.
Lots of activities in the tropics, and one of those systems will have an indirect impact on some of our islands. How will that happen? Well, stay tuned. We'll tell you all about it later in the newscast. But right now, we're going to take a look at temperatures around the Family Valles, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 84 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Toll Key at 84, Marshall, Babaco 86 degrees, 84 in the Berry Islands, also Alistown, Bimini at 84. More 84s in Harbor Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera, Staniel Key, Index Zumachine, Kemp Space, St. Andrews, and Fresh Creek in Central Andrews. Otterstown, Cadalum at 83 degrees. And as we take you further south, more 83s in San Salvador, Rum Key, and Georgetown, Exuma, Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, Acklands, Ragged Island, the Turks and Caicos Islands, all at 83 degrees, and Matthew, Tananagua, they round out our temperature profile at 84 degrees. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Dial King, and the Paint Center. In the Northwestern Islands tonight through tomorrow, you can anticipate light and variable winds with very flat seas, 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. High tide takes place at 8:13 tonight. You have another high tide at 8:38 tomorrow morning. For the Central and Southeastern Islands, winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet, and these conditions will remain in place right through Tuesday. And then come Wednesday, for the Northwestern Islands, we'll have a more northerly flow of wind at 10 to 15 knots, and those wave heights, they're going to be about 2 to 4 feet. But in addition to the wave heights, we're going to have some very large swells on Wednesday, and they're going to peak just around 9:28 in the morning when we anticipate our high tide. Low tide will take place in the afternoon at 3:46. And for the Central and Southeastern Islands on Wednesday as well, light and variable winds with flat seas, but those swells will start generated in most of the Central Bahamas and Southeast Bahamas. Not too bad come Wednesday. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast. And your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your travel forecast, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 20 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. A concussion is a type of traumatic brain injury which can be quite serious, but the effects are usually temporary and not life-threatening. They can include headaches and problems with concentration, memory, balance, and coordination. A concussion is not like a cut or bruise you can see on the outside. It can be easy to miss, particularly early on when there are no outward signs. Concussion symptoms can show up a few days to a few weeks after an injury. If you think someone you know has suffered a concussion, be on the lookout for the following signs: dazed or stunned appearance, confusion, forgetting instructions, clumsy movement, answering questions slowly, loss of consciousness, mood swings, or behavior changes. Additional symptoms include headache or feeling pressure in the head, balance problems or dizziness, nausea, and blurry vision. Any person who has suffered a concussion should see their doctor right away. Depending on what they find, they may order special medical tests, such as a CT scan. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Whether it's for school lunch packs or football parties, Super Value and Quality Supermarkets has the specials you need this September, including Kellogg's Corn Flakes 24-ounce box, $3.99. Boneless chicken breast, $2.29 per pound. First Choice Sugar 4-pound bag, $2.39. Hunt's Ketchup 35-ounce bottle, $1.99. Cello Carrots 5-pound size, $2.99. Pig's Feet Corn on the Cob 8-count or mixed vegetables 16-ounce bag, $2.99. No matter the occasion, Super Value and Quality Supermarket.
No matter what your goals are in life, you have to start somewhere. It all begins with Leno. Leno, bridging possibilities. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
G&M Appliances on Robinson Road has all your air conditioning needs this summer, like the Comfort Star 9,000 and 12,000 BTU 13 SEER for just $3.99. Or how about the Comfort Star 18,000 BTU just $5.99? Or how about the Comfort Star 24,000 or 36,000 at the lowest prices possible? We also carry a large selection of air conditioning parts such as fans, compressors, filters, capacitors, or any part you may need. So, call today at 328-2083. We're located on Robinson Road.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
Where can you find amazing selections of tiles from around the world? Exquisite medallions, cool mosaics, all colorful, bright and bold. They got granite countertop for the kitchen, elegant vanity zincs for the bathroom, tile care and ruby too. Everything you need and more at the Tile King. The Tile King, located 69 Wolf Road. For more information, call 326-TILE or 326-5464.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean. Banking that fits your life.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Secretary General of the Bahamas Olympic Committee, Deron Donaldson, back from the Pan American Sports Organization's General Assembly. He spoke a bit about what was discussed.
It basically showed us different ways that we can access, coaching grants, athlete development grants, and ways to help federations become more, operate more corporately, more just giving us information to share back with the federations, which we plan to have meetings with the federation on how they can develop better and better serve their athletes. They also discussed having a Pan-American Junior Games, which is something that's going to be new. So something else for our athletes to benefit from in competing and furthering their international. It'll be from the ages span probably from 13 to 17. So we look forward to that coming on schedule soon. They also discussed the Tokyo 2020 Olympics and, preparation for that. We had a vice president, Cora Hepburn, attend, and she, went through the workshop as the president early in the year named her chef. So she'll be the first female chef for the Olympic Games. So another, history-making mark for us here in the Bahamas.
Another topic of discussion at the Paso Assembly was the Bahamas pulling out of hosting next year's IAAF World Relays. And what makes matters even worse now is the fact that earlier today it was confirmed that Jamaica has also failed in its attempt to host the event, as the government was not able to provide a written financial backing to the IAAF.
They're saying that it's sad that the Bahamas won't be hosting it, and it was such a brand and a staple here in the Bahamas, and it's more of a Caribbean event, and so it's hard for them to, you know, carry it somewhere. So it's really, they branded it as our game, so that was a huge discussion among delegates.
Shawnee Miller Weibo capping off another successful season with a stellar performance of the IAAF Continental Cup in Ostrava over the weekend. Not only did she help the Americas win the 4x1 in 42.11, she also held off a star-studded field in the 200 meters, which included Europe's Daphne Schiffers and Africa's Marie-José Tallou. Shawnee coasting to the win in the half-lapper in 22.16.
I just give thanks and praise for allowing me to come in here and finish up the season healthy and get some more points for the team, and also finish my season undefeated. So I'm very happy with how everything went.
Also coming out on top over the weekend in Ostrava was Donald Thomas. He claimed the men's high jump, clearing 7.5 1/4 as the Americas dethroned Europe, winning by 29 points.
I just was out there having fun, just thank God for the victory, and thanking him to be able to come out here and represent Bahamas and the Americas. We could just let go, let the tension go, and just try to have fun. Enjoy your teammates and have a good time in the hotel. Come out here and just relax. And the crowd is amazing. I love coming to Czech Republic. I come here at least 3 times a year.
The World Rowing Championships going on in Bulgaria. Jason Williams, the lone Bahamian there, competing in the men's single sculls. He got off to a slow start, finishing 4th in his opening round heat in 7 minutes, 57.39 seconds. Now, this is something Williams has been training for quite some time.
I've been training for a year now and training really hard. And I'm really excited to show the Bahamian public and I guess the rest of the world that Bahamians can dominate in the sport. There are about 62 countries. The competition is nothing short of fierce. In my heat, the German heat broke the world record. For the next race, the repechage, and really excited to throw down the hammer, as it were, and take no prisoners, and really do much better, because I would have already understand how the boat is and what adjustments were needed.
Our men's national soccer team losing their first match of the CONCACAF Nations League 4-0 to Belize over the weekend. They will now have to regroup and get ready to face Antigua and Barbuda December 10th right here at home. Both teams are 0-1 as Antigua lost to St. Lucia 3-0 in their opener. Well, the local baseball community is still waiting on word about the Andre Rogers National Stadium. Sports Minister, the Honorable Lanisha Roll, recently gave this update.
Ministry of Works is dealing with the structural part of things, the engineering, all of that. I can just speak positively that I look for the stadium to be completed, if at all possible.
Is there a timeline for that?
Well, I would not know. I leave that to the technical persons. But as for the National Sports Authority and for the Ministry and Division of Sports in particular, we just want it already that people can have access to the arena to be able to be engaged, and for us to invite international events and persons to come here to build our brand as a sporting facility for the world.
The Bahamas Baseball Association currently in Grand Bahama, along with some of their international counterparts, putting on the first of a 2-part umpiring clinic. The second half will take place right here in the capital later on in the week. And according to Chief Umpire for the BBA, Martin Pork-Burrows, there are more initiatives to come.
After this, then I'm going into the schools, because, I call all the games for SAC in the schools, and plenty of young players come up to me. They can't play, or fans come up to me, they can't play, but they're interested in officiating. So it's my job right now to make sure that we get this one off and running so we can try going to schools and get more people involved.
You talk about going into the school system, but baseball is still inside the private schools.
Well, that's something we got to try and work with. We get it in the government schools, we call it, but we have to. That's a tough one, Johnny. But the good thing about it is we have the JBLNs, we have the Freedom Farms, we have the Community Baseball League, we have the league in Abaco, we have the league in Eleuthera. So the young people are playing baseball. We can see the success that baseball is having. So I think baseball is well covered, well rounded. I would like for when the stadium to be open up that these young fellas get an opportunity to play in it.
Boxer Misha Major Payne was scheduled to put on his last pro fight early next month at the C.I. Gibson Gym. However, Major has suffered a slight injury, and that card has now been pushed back to October 27th, which is actually a day before Major's birthday. That's also the day before Major made his pro debut back in 2000. And despite the setback, Major still expects the card to come off without any further hiccups.
We have Rashid Williams making his pro debut. Then with Pogbo, Amateur Boxing Federation being a part, helping us to be able to put on some amateur on the card. You know, so it's going to be an amateur segment first, then it's going to be the pro segment. So this is going to be the first time it ever happened this way. We will showcase the young talent that is here in the Bahamas so people could, you know, understand that boxing is not fully dead. It's going to carry on after I retire, and hopefully they can see some young talent out there that they can really find a liking to and be able to follow throughout his career.
Week 1 in the NFL continuing yesterday. Bahamian descendant Philip Dorsett, 7 catches, 66 yards and a touchdown. The New England Patriots opened the season with a win 27-20 over the Houston Texans.
We got the looks that we wanted on the plays. You know, Tom made a great balls, and we made plays.
If you're out there, you know, I trust you, the coaches trust you, the team trusts you. That's why we're putting you out there. So guys that usually we don't trust don't get much opportunity out there, so Phil did a great job.
I knew for us to play well as an offense, we all have to play well. I mean, me, Hose, Grump, James, all the running backs, obviously Tom, but I mean, we all feel like in order for us to reach our peak, we all have to play well.
Came up with the plays, came up with the catches. It's kind of what he's been doing all camp, all spring, and it's good to see it show up today.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian PMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say. With a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
AID features Napa Auto Parts which meet or exceed OE specifications. Parts for Asian vehicles are available at great prices. Filters from $2, brakes from $22, tie rod ends from $21, head gaskets from $10, and fuel pumps from $32. AID is also your destination for the best selection of automotive accessories. Hubcap sets from $22.45, steering wheel covers from $4.50, car mat sets from $8.45, and seat covers from $34.44. Wipers, wash and wax products, motor oils, and automotive chemicals for every vehicle. Angle grinders from $44.53, pressure washers from $162. For the month of September, Napa sensors and electrical parts are 15% off at all AID locations. AID is now open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. AID, Blue Hill Road and Wolf Road have all you really need and more.
Clean clothes for the family, uniforms for the baby, suit for mommy and daddy. We want you to present to clean the simple. If you wanna look fly and you wanna look clean, if you wanna look fresh, better than all the rest. Bring on your church clothes and all your work clothes. Bring on your cheering clothes. That's simple wash. You can count on me.
first memory of music would have been a performance when everyone was singing the song. The song was Drop Down and Come Up Slow, and everyone in the crowd was singing. I was amazed. I was in shock.
I did not always want to be a performer. You know, I actually wanted to be a doctor. And when I was on my way to med school, I had this little epiphany, and I went to Berklee College of Music, and that's when I made the switch.
If I weren't singing, I'd be singing. I love track and field.
Many different things inspire me. You know, it isn't anything specific. It's just, you know, just enjoying the environment. And that's what I think music should be about, being free. You know, tap of a button, I'm able to get in contact with persons all the way across the world. Technology acts as that bridge that keeps me connected.
BTC in one word, I would have to say clutch.
Connected with family.
Family.
Every day.
Bigger is better. Get more for your money with Robin Hood Flour. Next time you're at the food store, compare. At 5.5 pounds, Robin Hood Flour gives you more for your money. Bigger is better. Robin Hood Flour. Find it at your favorite food store.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we are tracking a number of systems in the tropic. First of all, we have Florence, which is moving toward the west-northwest at about 13 miles per hour. Maximum sustained winds 140 miles per hour, making it a very powerful Category 4 storm. And then we have Hurricane Isaac, which is also moving toward the west at about 14 miles per hour. Maximum sustained winds around 75 miles per hour. And then we have this area of disturbance in the northwest Caribbean. Atmospheric conditions a bit unfavorable for development at this time, but once it gets into the Gulf of Mexico in a couple of days, we expect it to become either a tropical depression or a tropical cyclone. Tracking Florence, it's moving toward the west-northwest, and by midweek around Wednesday or so, it should be well to the northeast of the Bahamas, and at that time, it will generate some very large swells, which will impact the north coast of Grand Bahama, the eastern coast of Abaco, Eleuthera, and also right all the way down to San Salvador, Rum Cay, and also Cat Island in that mix as well. Those swells, they can get right up to about 18, 20 feet around 9:30, 10 o'clock on Wednesday morning. So we're asking residents along the coast of those islands to exercise extreme caution. And then there is Isaac on the move due west throughout the cycle as it moves into just south of Hispaniola come Friday. But once it passes Hispaniola, anything can happen. If that high pressure ridge recedes towards the east, we can see a curvature towards the north, and that could impact our weather sometime in the weekend if that scenario pans out. Otherwise, if that ridge remains in place, we will see it continuing towards the west and would be of no consequence to us here in the Bahamas. Tonight, patchy clouds, a bit on the warm side with your low temperature getting down to 76 degrees, and tomorrow, another pretty nice day, partly sunny and hot, an isolated shower likely with your high temperature around 89 degrees. The extended weather forecast keeping you in the upper 80s during the daytime, but pretty nice weather into Wednesday. But come Thursday, we're going to work some showers back in the forecast as some of those feeder bands from Florence could trigger some showers heading into Friday.
A busy week.
Absolutely busy weekend in the tropics, and you know, this is the peak of the hurricane season, and it's living up to its billing.
Wow, thanks a lot, Basil. Well, we want to say that we're all wearing World Suicide Prevention Day pins just to celebrate the occasion. On behalf of the entire teams here in Nassau and Freeport, thanks so much for watching. We hope to see you right back here tomorrow. Have a great evening, everyone.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
This program is made possible by the sponsorship of BTC and